There we go. It's recording now.
Okay, cool. So, hi everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chase in Robin's account. So it says Robin, don't be confused. So Abby and I don't know, Abby, you want to say hi? I don't know if everybody knows Abby yet.
Hi, everyone. I work at High Level with Chase, building cool stuff for you guys.
So Abby and I have been working on a project lately, which is industry-specific snapshots. And now that we can clone, obviously, snapshots, and we're about to roll out the ability to clone the whole sort of shebang. So it will include funnels, it will include forms, it will include surveys, everything in one bundled up package. What we want to do is also roll out industry-specific snapshots to make it really easy for you to get started on sort of campaigns that are pretty popular, in the industry. So I'm going to give you a preview of this, and Sean can jump in and add sort of time frames. I don't know precisely when these are going to roll out, but it's very soon. I think within the next week for sure.
By the end of next week at the maximum. So we already have cloning funnels between locations. We'll actually have cloning just the funnel piece of it between accounts at the end of this week. But then we'll have them all in snapshots by the end of next week, which is what you'll need to do this.
Awesome. And I forgot to turn this live on Facebook, so let me do that as well. If I can. Oh, you know what? I think Robin has to do that because I don't have permissions in the Facebook group. Okay. Oh, well, we'll just do it here. So let me share my screen and we can get going. This one. All right, great. Can everybody see my screen? Thumbs up, yeah? All right, perfect. So essentially what we're putting together is folders like this, and we want to include 4 things. So for each industry that we're starting with, we want to include obviously the snapshot, which will probably be in that new default area. When you go to select a snapshot, there's a default section. And so they'll probably be in that dropdown already, but we'll give you the link as well. People are still joining left and right. Abby, do you have the ability to add people? Admit people?
Do not, because I'm not logged into your guys's. I'm not logged into Robin's.
You can make her a moderator, Chase. So if you look at the invitees or the participants list, you can make her
co-host.
Yeah, co-host.
There we go. Cool. Abby, so can you just admit people as they pop up?
Yeah.
Thanks. Okay, so what we're going to do, this is obviously just a drive folder with these 4 things, but we're going to be putting them into the Groove doc area. So in here, you'll be able to come in and you'll be able to find articles like this one that say, whatever the industry snapshot. This one that we're going to talk about today was built around the idea of a $39 new patient appointment. I've seen work with Chiros in the past. It seems like a pretty popular campaign. You'll get a little description here. So this is, built for Chiros, running a $39 new patient appointment, and it has a qualifying survey in it. So hopefully by now, most of you have seen the default snapshot that we already have available, which we call the claim booking, which is just built to be, hey, any industry that runs a campaign where you claim something and then you book something, here's the bones of that to make it easier to get started. So this is basically taking that, changing some language to make it Chiros specific, and then it also includes a survey. So you come in here, you get a link to the snapshot. There'll be an overview video like this that will just walk you through, what's in it. And then we also want to include example ads. So here's an example ad that you might want to run to feed into this snapshot. Obviously, you're not going to run this exactly, but hopefully it gives you an idea if you're just getting started. And then it will also have a link to the setup guide. So if we take a quick look at what the setup guide looks like, it's very similar to the setup guide for the default claim booking campaign. just made unique to whatever's unique in each industry snapshot. So with that, like for example here, this example script has been edited to reflect the $39 new patient appointment, etc. So the idea is if you just follow the steps that are in the setup guide, you should be ready to launch. So with that, let's hop in to the account. Oh, there's a sneak peek of a contest we're gonna run. Here we go. No, there we go. All right, so here's what you'll see when you hop in. Let's start with the funnel. And let me get these windows out of the way. Perfect. There we go. Okay, so again, nothing spectacular, but should be enough to get you heading in the right direction. You could basically run an ad to this page where somebody can claim this sort of voucher, just stock imagery that we grabbed right from the builder, some text here, a layout of a simple testimonial, a little location area, reiterate the call to action with the form again. Obviously, we want you to put your own touch on this. We want you to take this and run with it. But at the bare bones, you could point an ad to this and generate claims. So the second step is the booking page. This is, as we're all familiar, it's essentially a thank you page for claiming. And then your next step is booking. And then the third page, which is unique to this snapshot, will be the survey. So the idea behind this is, hey, you've generated the lead, they're in your pipeline. Let's try to qualify them a bit more. So there's just some questions through here that are pretty popular in the industry. Again, take it and run with it, add questions to it, take questions out that you don't like. But the idea is to further qualify that lead, get them to say yes a lot of times, get them pre-prepared to show up for their appointment. Yes, I'm going to attend my appointment. Yes, I'm serious about getting my health back on track, all that kind of stuff to just qualify that lead. And then you'll see in the funnel, if we hop over to the opportunities, there'll be an extra pipeline stage for survey completed. So the idea is that you see the lead move through and also see the ones that have completed the survey, which gives you a better idea of leads that requested versus leads that have submitted the survey. Odds are that they're more likely to show up. And then the final page in the funnel is just a thank you page. That just says, thanks for claiming, we look forward to seeing you. The survey is obviously in the survey builder. And other than that, it's pretty much the same as the claim booking. Again, the idea is to just get you off to the races, get you thinking in the right direction, especially if you're new to the industry. So I think with that, we want to open it up to questions about this particular snapshot or where the industry snapshots are going in general. And I think, do we have any questions in the chat, Abby?
Yeah, I've been answering them as you've been talking, just via the chat.
Great. Feel free to pop off mute if anybody wants to jump in with questions.
I'll just, when I say I'm ready to cry, I'm not kidding. This is amazing. This is amazing.
Well, don't cry, but we are thrilled that you think so.
I just onboarded a new client today, and she had her VA sit in, and this woman is like the VA of all VAs. She's worked in every program. She was pissed that my client bought this without asking. And it was about half an hour into it, and she just says, I have to say, I have never been more impressed. This is amazing. This is so much better than any other program I've ever seen. So I just thank you guys so much. You guys make our lives so much easier.
That's great to hear. And that's the goal.
Brian, so your question about the questions in the survey. So the HIPAA compliance has to do more with like the information between like a doctor and a patient. So you can ask questions on surveys and forms. You just want to make sure your privacy policy, terms and conditions and stuff like that are going to be included. But you're perfectly allowed to ask questions to people who are allowed to answer on their own free will.
But the reason I'm saying is you can't like ask, like, for example, like how asking pain related questions regarding like, you know, what area do they hurt and stuff like that. All that stuff falls into HIPAA. And so with that being said, because it's not technically HIPAA compliant yet as a software, I feel we are putting ourselves at risk. I know like a lot of people they don't care and they're totally ignoring it. But I do know that it puts us at risk if someone does want to get audited and say, oh yeah, that's you can't ask those questions. And I know that like a lot of people, they're using Typeform or other stuff, but but I haven't done that yet, even though I know you need to do that because it's frustrating because you got to pay per like client. It's like $40 per form. And so, but once you guys have a survey builder that is HIPAA compliant, then I'd feel more comfortable doing that. Or do you think I should just do it anyways? Just say whatever.
I don't think we are going to, you know, recommend one way or the other. Obviously, use your best judgment. And I'm not a HIPAA expert myself, so I don't want to, you know, say one way or the other. I know that it's super common, but maybe, I don't know, we'll have to talk to Sean. Maybe we shouldn't include the survey when we roll it out. But I know that we will have HIPAA compliance as an option, I think before the end of the year. So pretty soon, it'll be a tier that you can go at that high level to just be totally safe.
Gotcha.
Let's see.
This snapshot, Sean just said it's going to be by the end of next week, right, Chase?
Yeah.
So if you guys go into your account, your agency settings, and your default snapshots right now, there's already one in there. It's the claim booking one that you can use. That goes along with all the onboarding videos that Chase has made. So that one's already a really great start, but we will be rolling these out with all the funnels and everything like that available to you guys over the next couple weeks. And our goal, I think, was what, 20 to 30 by the end of this month will be in there across all different niches. Yeah,
there should be like the top 20 industries in there by the end of November. When they first roll out, it'll probably be between 5 and 10. Will we get access to the funnel to clone it? Yep. So the new snapshots will include the funnels as well. So that's pretty cool.
Any idea of the actual niches that we could expect to see?
Yes. So the first few are Chiro, dentist, real estate, and we're also including, one of the first ones will be an agency snapshot. So this idea that, you know, agencies most often are like the cobbler's children have no shoes, right? You know, you do way more for your clients than you actually do for yourself. So Abby and I are working on a snapshot that's going to come with like a 7-day challenge, I think, where we're going to essentially challenge and reward you to actually take the time to set up yourself for success. And within that will be an example campaign. So the idea is an audit. So there'll be a survey in there where you can run an ad that says basically claim a free marketing audit. The survey asks them a bunch of questions that we all know they're going to say no to. So basically things that High Level does that most businesses are not doing. And then the claim is, great, claim your results call. So let's hop on a call and we'll go over your results with you. So the idea is to give you the tools to set yourself up for success and to close new leads, as High Level being your easy sell, your foot in the door.
Awesome.
But then, yeah, right after those first 5 will be all the major like HVAC, home services, you know, the top industries that most people work in.
Hey, Chase, from a you can hear me, right?
Yep.
Okay, from a snapshot perspective, so if there's, so if I want to shoot a funnel or a couple funnels I've created specifically into somebody else's account, when I go to create that snapshot and I export that to them, does that grab everything else as well and like merge it into stuff that they've already done? Can you be selective as far as the snapshot of what it grabs and what it doesn't?
Good question. As far as I know, right now you can clone funnels within one account, right? So what is being built for this so that we can give you the whole package, I don't know if that's immediately going to be available to everybody else, where you could like swallow up everything and pass that on. I don't know if Sean's still with us, but he could speak more to that. Having the ability of what's included, what's not, I couldn't tell you, but I would say it's probably going to grab everything.
Okay, so if it grabs everything, does it overwrite data that they've already done? So if I'm working with somebody, you know, I gave them a model of like whatever it is, you know, 5 separate campaigns, and I have 2 additional ones that I want to be able to throw at them, and I export my snapshot, which now has 7. If they've tweaked those original 5 at all, is it going to take my entire 7, throw it at them, and then rewrite everything they've already done? Is it? I'm not sure what the merge looks like.
Well, so the way with snapshots goes, if you pass them a snapshot, they would have to create a new location to launch it. And then they can choose to refresh that snapshot at any given time. So if you tell them, hey, I added new stuff to that snapshot, you should refresh it. They could go and do that, and then it would overwrite everything that's in there. But generally speaking, you want to do that in a new location, right? So just to be safe. But that's just the way snapshots work in general. Is, you know, once you load it up, it's not going to get overridden unless you go and refresh it.
Got it. Okay.
And speaking of which, there's one other thing that I wanted to show you. So to give an example of, you know, how we're trying to make these a little unique to the industry, this one in particular has an extra, where is it? In triggers, I think, appointment status confirmed. There's an extra campaign in here that's not in the default one, that's going to check to see if they're already in the new campaign, and if not, add them to it. And it's a checkup nurture. So this is the idea of saying, hey, let's check back with these people every 90 days. So basically it looks to see, okay, when someone books an appointment, start the countdown for 90 days from now. We'll first check to see if they're already in that countdown. If they are, pull them out and then put them right back in. So it's always going 90 days from the last appointment. And then the idea is to just drop them some friendly hellos, like, hey, this is Dr. So-and-so from wherever, I'm checking in to see how you're feeling. And again, customize these, but it's a great way to reactivate leads down the line. And we'll do similar things like with the dental campaign. Hey, it's been 6 months, it's time for your next cleaning. Those types of things that just make sense for the industry. Again, just to get you thinking along those lines.
Do you have any more questions?
Now it says demos to have just that one campaign, so you can send just that one campaign.
This is great stuff, guys. Thank you very much.
Glad you think so.
Welcome. And along with what Chase said too, like a lot of this is to give you guys like a good starting point, and then obviously taking your expertise of that field of that particular person and really like plugging in those details. But it should really shave down on your creation time, because you're not having to start with that empty account anymore.
Hey, this is Chris from Atlanta, Georgia. I actually have my first client appointment with a chiropractor tomorrow. And so this is great stuff for me to be able to provide some good feedback to them and what I can do for them. As far as the appointment booking calendar, are we handing off like user access to the system so they can view that calendar? Or are we trying to integrate with whatever they're currently using? What would be best?
Good question. So the agency that I used to work for, the way that we would handle this is most of their internal systems are going to be outdated. Most of the time, they're not going to be able to sync with anything. In that scenario, we would say, hey, look at this as new lead generation. It's all about new patients getting taken from a lead to a booking. Once that happens, someone manually moves them into the system you already have. But if your internal system can sync with a Google Calendar, well then fantastic. We can sync to the same calendar, and then they're essentially in sync through Google. So you hope for that scenario, or in the rare, if they're using Dr. Chrono, for example, we have a native integration already where you can two-way sync them directly. So there's really kind of a couple of options, but I would say 80% of the time in my past experience, they're using a system that's a walled garden. And so you just need to get them in the mindset of, hey, this is about lead generation, taking new leads into a calendar, and then someone on your staff should just move them over into your internal system.
Okay. This is a brand new chiropractor. He just opened up his practice. I'm not sure.
Oh, so you mean like use this as the whole thing?
Yeah, yeah.
I think you could. I mean, there probably are a lot of people that do that. Again, you want to take HIPAA into consideration. HIPAA compliance is going to be coming as an option, I think, before the end of the year. So that's always something that you want to consider. But typically, you know, people within each industry, there are a handful of leaders in that space already that, you know, somebody's probably pitching them. So you might want to help them evaluate their options. But yeah, especially once we roll out HIPAA, there's no reason why they couldn't use high level across the board.
So can you give me the cliff notes on Dr. Chrono? I've never come across that.
Dr. Chrono is an EMR, EHR,
Okay, gotcha.
and it's pretty robust. It's been around for a while. They have a big user base.
Okay.
And so, yeah, there's a native integration for that we actually just updated this morning.
Okay.
Any chance you'll have something coming up for optometry? Definitely. Optometry is very similar to dentist, I would say. You're probably going to offer like a free eye exam, or I don't know, what else do they offer these days? Free set of contacts or something. Oh no, yeah, free eye exam I think is probably the most popular. So yeah, and again, most of these are very similar. So once you see a few of them, you're going to get like, okay, we're basically, you know, when you check out the instruction manual, one of the first things that you do is go in and where is it? Update the custom values. So custom values, if you haven't spent a lot of time with those already, are incredible time savers. So by default, if you go settings, custom values, you're going to see values already created that you just need to fill in. So like your booking page, you take that from your funnel once you set your domain and you put it in here. And then it's automatically going to populate in that first campaign when it's saying, hey, thanks for claiming the next steps to book your day and time, saving you from going into every email and every text and setting that URL. The custom value is already there. So you just have to update it here and it goes out across the board dynamically. This is one that I haven't used in any of the snapshots. That's cool. Like, for example, if you set a logo URL, you can put the logo in every email without having to do that one at a time over and over again. And what's cool that a lot of people might not realize is if we check out a campaign, you can use custom values in links. So here we can see this is a custom value that's going to pull that in dynamically. So that's going to save you the time. So here we've got a name, we've got the name of the offer. So it's always just going to fill that in for you. This is going to take you to the booking page, and then it's going to put the practice name in.
But get this,
So
you can custom values and funnels too. I just checked it a little bit ago. And
oh, really?
And I didn't know that. I literally, on this call, I was like,
either.
Okay. I'm like, are you kidding me? You can do custom values on a funnel. So literally you can have the entire thing with custom values on there and click duplicate and bam, it's done.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of them, you'll see it also for, I guess it's not in this campaign, for the Twilio number. So it's like, or click here to call, and it has the custom value for the Twilio number in link form if you set it in settings. So if we go back, you should see Twilio number in link form. So it's basically just going to put that in front of the number. Once you set that, it then becomes available for you to use in campaigns, and apparently now funnels as well. So custom values, you can do tons of great stuff with if you sit down and think about it.
Yeah. And so like for an example, since we're like looking at Chiros, imagine if there was 3 different campaigns that you typically run, like 3 different offers or something like that. You could go ahead and inside one account in here, put all those offers, use the custom values intelligently. And then all you'd have to do is when you get a new client, you're going to use at least one of those 3 different campaign types. So you just make a new account, upload the snapshot, and then you have everything you need, all the custom values. You just have to go change them for that particular client. If you're offering a free first appointment or a $250 gift card, all you have to do is come to the custom value page to update that, and the client would be ready to go in a matter of minutes rather than having to set everything up again.
Yeah, exactly. And that's similar. So right here, offer name. Here we have $39 appointment, but maybe they want to do a free appointment, or maybe they want it to be a $200 appointment. Whatever you set here, it's just going to make sense in the campaign because it says, you know, thanks for claiming our whatever's set here promotion. So the idea is to set yourself up to get you to a point where you can roll out new clients really easily. And there are other people in the community I know that are taking this way further, like through the Zapier, where you can actually auto generate a new client account with everything inside of it. So that brings up another point that we're going to launch later today, is a new series called Spotlight Sessions, where we're going to do quick interviews with community members and people outside the community who are just doing really cool things in marketing. And a lot of them will be community members that are doing great things, like I just mentioned, to sort of help everybody, you know, think about things that weren't even on the radar. Like, oh, wow, you know, I didn't even really think about using the Zap to auto generate new locations that have snapshots in them. And it'll be a great way to meet the community people that are really going deep in really specific things, so that you can, you know, hook up with them, and they'll eventually be in the marketplace that's rolling out. So it's all kind of tying together, and a lot of this really cool stuff is right around the corner. So let's see.
Where is the I jumped on a couple minutes late, so you probably mentioned this already. I see you have like a checklist that you're looking through on like Google pages. Where do you get access to that specifically?
So when we roll these out, they will be in the support docs. There'll be a new section here, and when you click into one, it'll be laid out like this.
Okay, so
the
you
name,
don't have access to that yet, you're saying?
Not yet. A video overview, an example ad, and then a link to the setup guide. What else? Yes, refreshing a snapshot will overlay.
Hey, Chase, I jumped on late. Where will the recording of this be?
That is also going to be in here. So we're going to have a new section called weekly Q&A recordings, I guess. And the same thing we're going to do with the Loom videos. When Sean drops the new updates every week, we're going to put those in there as well, so you can make sure that you've always seen the latest updates. So basically, we're going to do sort of a big push in the help.gohighlevel.com. So whatever you're looking for, you're going to be able to find in here pretty soon.
Okay, so this will be in there, like I just jumped on 1 minute ago. So this will be in there like today, or?
By the end of next week.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Sure. The recording of this will be in there before then, but the snapshots themselves will be in there by the end of next week.
Oh, okay, yeah, I just wanted to watch the recording, but yep, gotcha. Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, that'll be in there today.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions about the new industry snapshots or anything in general?
I have a quick question, actually.
Go ahead.
So I was actually just building a landing page with the funnel builder. I noticed because I'm logged in as my agency account and building the funnel, that the URL for the preview is app.gohighlevel.com/ whatever the preview is. But I wanted to send that to my client just so they can see, but do I need to create my own URL just so that I can send them one that doesn't say Go High Level?
Yeah, I would highly recommend that. So you just come into domains, set up a subdomain for demos.yourbrand.com, whatever makes sense to you.
Yeah.
Go add the CNAME real quick, and then it'll look nice and professional.
Okay, that's easy peasy. Thanks, man.
Sure.
Quick question, Chase.
Mm-hmm.
I have probably 40 domains in ClickFunnels.
Okay.
and we have all kinds of funnels running and going, and our clients have a bunch of funnels too in their accounts because they each have their own accounts for affiliate commissions and yada 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 yada.
Okay.
When it comes to like domain transfer, comes to like anything like that, in the future as we like offboard from ClickFunnels, what's the best way to go about that process?
You should be totally fine because everything is focused around subdomains. So basically, unless you're trying to keep that exact same subdomain, you would have to repoint it. But the easiest way would just be to create a different subdomain. So like you can keep all that old stuff live, and then whatever you build in high level, point something else at it. But it's all controlled by your CNAMEs and your DNS, right? So
yeah.
One tip that I can't recommend Cloudflare enough. Coming from the agency world, Cloudflare, it's free and it gives you the opportunity to manage all your clients' DNSs in one place. So you don't have to go look up, whoa, do they have GoDaddy? Do they have Bluehost? Where is that? Da, 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 da. Cloudflare makes it easy to manage everything in one place. And then it's as simple as just hopping in and setting whatever subdomain, subdomain via a CNAME that you'd like. But I know that we just rolled out the ability to use the same domain in different accounts, which is cool because that was an unnecessary limitation before.
So maybe I just missed a bit of that. So when I'm going to do that for my demo funnel that I'm building, I would go into my settings in my agency level account, and sorry. So the question is, I would make it like demo.mydomain.com. But what do I change in the high level under the white label?
So you're going to go into the sub account that you've created. So like this one I've called Chiro, and you'll go settings domain, and you'll add a domain, and you'd put like youragency.com, and then whatever you want the subdomain is here, you just overwrite this www. So let's say it's demos.
Right.
So this is going to tell you, okay, go into your DNS, wherever you're managing that, and set a CNAME for demos that points to this. And then, so basically for me, I hop in here and I have this domain set up that I use for all these demos. And I go to the DNS, and you can see these different CNAMEs that I set. So it's just as simple as, whatever you want it to be before the dot, and then funnels.msn, whatever that is. And then once you do that and you hit add, you'll get a success notice. It says like, yeah, you did it or something like that. And that means it concede the CNAME and you're good to go.
Yeah. Okay. I think I got it. Thank you.
And then after you do that, it says, do you want to lock this to a funnel? If you do that, then it'll automatically put the domain settings into the funnel. So like here, if you go settings, it will automatically set it. If you didn't do that, you would just have to come in here and remember to pick it.
So Chase, then this might seem like a silly question because we just always bought like chasechiropractic.click. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We just always buy like a chasechiropractic.click because like dealing with the DNS was just always super inconvenient, and clients never were able to get us like the right access, or we'd have to go to their developer. So you're just saying create that subdomain like backpain dot Chase Chiropractic, and use that to point the whole funnel to that subdomain.
Yeah, if you have access to that domain's DNS, but I totally hear you. A lot of times it's a nightmare to try to get that. So what a lot of agencies will do is just try to buy domains in that industry that makes sense. So let's say I work with a lot of chiros. Maybe I could get chiropromos.philadelphia.com and then just set a subdomain for each of my clients.
Right.
So let's say abcchiro.chiropromos.philadelphia.com /$39 appointment.
Yeah, but if and when we get access to their DNS, we sync it with Cloudflare. We don't have to log in, log out, change all kinds of crazy stuff all the time. We just use Cloudflare.
Yes, but just to clarify, in order to use Cloudflare, you'd be pointing the name servers there. So the whole domain would be managed at Cloudflare. So you want to let your clients know that you're doing that.
Yeah, well, most of them already have web developers, so it's like, and they're really easy to work with, but sometimes they're just slow.
Yeah, I hear you. We always like to take control. And the nice thing about when you before you pointed DNS to or name servers to Cloudflare, it sucks in all the records for you. So like it just copies all the MX records in and everything like that, which is nice.
Cool. Thank you.
So Chase, if I wanted to, my agency is Cultivating Sales, so I could do dentist.cultivatingsales.com and just use my domain, right? I mean, they may not like it, but if they don't know how else to do it, then I would leave mine in there.
It's never been an issue for me. So yeah, I mean, I all my clients, not a single client, not a single chiropractor has ever been on their own actual website, and it's never been a complaint.
Okay, cool.
Just keep in mind, if you set dentist.youragency.com, the next time you get a dentist.
Yeah.
So you might want to do like abcdentist.youragency.com.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, yeah, it's their practice name, whatever it is.
Cool.
Yeah. So one thing that I wanted to sort of tease is this contest that we're going to do around funnel design, because I think there's a lot of cool things in the builder that a lot of people don't know about yet. And I know, Abby, you made a video about design, right?
Yeah, just a quick one that's in the help articles.
Is that in there already?
Yeah, I believe it's under the funnel category inside of our help articles. It just goes through briefly some things that you can do, like changing your background, using like slightly transparent boxes so you can actually see the image through them, just certain animations that you can do on the buttons, stuff like that. So there's, and like that one right there, the round picture rather than a square picture, that's a setting that you can do within here. So there's a lot of cool things.
So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here that I don't think people are aware of yet. So the idea is we're going to run a contest, and where people can submit pages that they've built, and whoever wins, the caveat is going to be that they need to come on the Q&A with us and talk about how they built that page. So we want to do some design specific Q&As in the near future to help people get ideas of how they can enhance the design of their funnel pages. So keep that in mind. If you've built something that you think is pretty cool, definitely enter it in. We're not sure what the prize will be yet, but there will be something. Okay. Any other questions?
Just want to say thanks. This has been great.
Awesome. Yeah, Abby and I, Abby's got some really cool ones, especially if you're in the real estate niche that are rolling out. So it's been fun to sort of dream up like what makes sense. But again, we're trying to keep them pretty bare bones. We just want to give you the bones of how to get started, and you can take them and run with them.
Yeah, definitely. So I've got the real estate one and the mortgage one that I'm working on right now, and then it will be gyms, CrossFit, martial arts, yoga, all of that are on the board. And like I said, we have like at least 20 for sure that we're trying to roll out by the end of this month. And will probably be more and more over time. So it'll be fun.
Definitely.
So
another thing that we have almost finished before I forget is a slide deck for you to use when selling affiliates. I know that was something that people were asking for. So that's almost done. That'll roll out. It's just a quick deck that you can pass along to your colleagues who might be, might have heard that you're using a new tool or something like that to help you get them through your affiliate link and start earning that recurring revenue.
When it comes to templates and such, can you guys also do like webinar funnels and things that would be generic, not niche specific? It's hard to say.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't know, is webinars on our list, Abby? But we could definitely do that.
I don't think it is, but yeah, it's definitely a good idea.
The other one I'm putting in my clients is the text to like text from the stage. I have a lot of trainers or speakers, and so we're running that. We also have trade show where they put a sign on their table saying text the keyword raffle to this number, their high level number, and then it starts a whole campaign. And that's been really popular too.
That's pretty cool. I mean, we have a pretty long list. There are 20 that we kind of decided like, hey, these are really the most popular, so we're going to start with those. The other thing is we don't want to go too crazy because the marketplace is going to open up soon, and we definitely want to leave room for people to take the basics and then go to the extreme and then be able to sell that in the marketplace too.
That was a question. Yeah, is marketplace going to be where we pay for them, that can be great. I'm not frowning on that at all. I just wondered if that was going to be the case.
Yeah, marketplace is where members will be able to sell things to other members.
Okay.
You know, you'll have to be approved to be in the marketplace, but oh, my AirPods are going to die soon. But yeah, so we obviously can't go super deep in every niche anyway. There's just not enough time in the day. So we're going to try to knock out all the ones that make sense, give you the bones to start with. And then I said, like I said, feature people on the new Spotlight Session series, talking about, you know, the cool stuff that they did that's way deeper than what, you know, you'll see in these snapshots.
Okay.
Hey, I got a quick question here.
Sure.
By the way, like, this is all just super amazing. Loving all of it. I have an evergreen webinar for my agency. That's obviously it's all been done in ClickFunnels, and it's got like automated email and text message follow up, and you know, countdown timer and all that kind of stuff. Do you know, like, as far as importing that into high level, like, I assume all of the email and text message and all that kind of countdown and all that kind of stuff is I'm gonna have to basically just rebuild that all from scratch, correct?
I think so. As far as I know, it just sucks in the design, like the elements. I haven't done a ClickFunnels to import myself yet, but I know that, you know, the best place for that would be in the Slack channel. There's a channel for the funnel builder.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would go through that question in there, and somebody will follow up with you who has more experience with the ClickFunnels cloner.
Right on. Thanks.
I don't know, Abby, have you cloned any ClickFunnels yet?
I haven't personally done it. I haven't had ClickFunnels in a while. But yeah, you just grab the URL and you drop it in there. And if you guys do have problems with that, like if you try to clone it and
I cloned one the other day, a couple of them actually, and they came in beautifully. But I think you still have to do any of the special elements. You just recreate the special elements at this time. I think I remember somebody saying that eventually those will all work, but right now they don't.
Like a countdown timer? Would that be a special element right now?
Countdown timers actually come in. I tried it. I was surprised. It even pulled in HTML.
Holy
yeah, that's why if you guys drop stuff in the Funnel Builder Slack channel, that's where our developers are actually hanging out. So I think they're working on like a case by case, like actually like build it and make it better each time. But it's like by each use case. So as you submit those, then they can learn more and like replicate more and more.
Yeah, the funnel builders, the cloner is pretty cool. All right, what else? We have 10 more minutes or until my AirPods die.
Hey, can you go over the like the timeline for stuff about to come out? Or I wasn't here the whole time, so I don't know.
Sure. So this recording will be in the help docs by the end of the day. And the first 5 to 10 industry snapshots are going to roll out to everybody by the end of next week at the very latest. By the end of the month, we plan to have about 20 of them available. And again, I'm assuming they're going to be in that default, like when you go in, if we go, let me get out of here and we go into agency level and we go settings, snapshots. I don't know if everyone has noticed or not, but there's a new tab called default snapshots. The first one is the claim booking. And this might be new to a lot of people. If you signed up more than a week and a half ago, there's a new onboarding video series that revolves around this claim booking snapshot. So if you haven't seen that yet, you can go to the YouTube channel and watch all those videos, or message one of us. We can send you the links. But those walk you through this claim booking snapshot that is really relevant to most any industry. So in this default snapshots tab, you're going to start to see these industry specific snapshots pile up in here. But then in the help docs, you'll get more than just the snapshot, right? You'll get the, where was that? You'll get the video overview, an example ad, and then the link to the setup guide.
Quick question about that. I noticed on that last screen that the documentation for it said install the snapshot here, but these are already going to be installed, right? We're not going to need to click on that. Is that right?
I think so, yeah. So this, the final docs may not have that, or they might just as a redundancy, because it's actually pretty cool. And I didn't even know this. When you go to a snapshot and you go to share it, it gives you a couple of options. And when you get the permalink, it actually takes you to the affiliate sign up page. Nope, that one didn't do it. But there's essentially a way to sign up an affiliate with a snapshot in it, in the link, which is cool. So if let's say you take a snapshot, you customize it to your liking, it's so cool, like nobody's doing whatever you set up. And then you start telling your colleagues like, hey, you need to get on this because I built this awesome thing and I can give it to you. You can just send one link that will send them through your affiliate link, and it will launch whatever snapshot you gave them into their trial, which is pretty cool.
But I mean, also, if we did the install from the doc page, it wouldn't be in the default snapshots. It would end up in imported snapshots. We'd have two copies of the same snapshot, and the refreshing could get a little confusing.
I think you're right. So assuming you are right, the final docs like these probably won't have the link. It'll just say, go to the defaults tab and select it. What else? Somebody asked, do custom values work in Funnel Builder? And we just learned that they do.
Chase, quick question. So I just added that subdomain demo.mydomain.com. And then it did ask me if I wanted to associate it with that funnel. Do I want to do that, do you think, if I'm going to use that example funnel just for one client, or would I not do that?
This is a good question, and I don't know I haven't asked the team the answer to this yet. The word lock scares me because I think it says lock this to a funnel. So I always don't. I just go to the funnel and then select the domain. So I go, let's go, just walk you through real quick. I go to the funnel and then click into it, and I go settings and I select the domain. I know if you do the lock thing, it puts it there automatically, but I don't know if that prevents you from using it in another funnel. So that's why I never do it that way. I've been meaning to ask the team, but I haven't yet. So Abby, I don't know if you know the answer to that.
I'm not 100% sure. I would like to assume that it wouldn't, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay,
yeah, so to be safe, I'd just close that window and then come to the funnel and go to settings and just pick it right here.
Okay, so let me just do that real quick. Setting, or go to funnels, and so pick that funnel that I was working on.
Yep. So when you're at this screen where you can see, the list of steps,
Yeah.
You just click the settings tab there.
Okay. Yeah.
And you select the domain here.
Someone just said in chat that it works fine either way, that you can do it either way and it doesn't matter.
Awesome.
Oh,
Thanks for
okay.
confirming.
Some brave soul tested it out for us.
Okay. Whoops.
Another thing I can tell you that was confusing, and I think we're actually going to change this, is when you're at this step of a funnel step, you can see that there are 2 places where you can set the subdomain. And once this loads back up, there's essentially a cog icon, and then there's this publishing tab here. And sometimes you'll see it adds like a number to the end of your path, like that. And you try to change that here and it won't go away. But when you go to the publishings tab, it will. And the reason for this is, and I didn't know this until the other day, we're planning to build in the ability to build pages that you can A/B test. So that cog is going to come into play when you're setting variations of the same URL. But because we don't have that available yet, I think we're going to remove the cog to remove this confusion, because I've seen a lot of people saying, hey, it's putting these random numbers at the end of my URL. I can't get rid of them. If you've had that issue, you can just go to this publishing tab and remove them here, assuming that you're not always using that, you're not already using that exact path in the funnel.
Someone else in chat too asked about like analytics. So the A/B split testing I know is planned for the future. I can't tell you the exact dates on that because right now we're really just pushing to get like the funnels included inside snapshots and stuff like that, and just making sure that the funnel builder is getting updated and working through any of the kinks with the funnel cloner from ClickFunnels and stuff like that. But I do know as far as like analytics and stats inside high level in general, like those are planned. I think we've got big pushes coming in like 30, 60, 90 days that are going to be all kinds of analytics from like emails, you know, pulling in your analytics and actually being able to send out reports to your clients, all of that. So I can't tell the exact dates for funnel analytics, but I do believe those will be included in some of these big pushes.
Yeah, the analytics update is going to be a big one. I saw some screenshots of what's coming the other day, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, the goal is to really just replace any kind of like reporting that people are currently giving to their clients for their analytics. So it's going to be a lot. I know we're definitely trying to like trickle it out, like one big push each month.
Two-factor authentication. Good question. I would take that to the Slack channel.
Sean, no, there's a way to do this. I can't remember off the top of my head, but if you put it in the Slack channel and tag Sean in it, he'll tell you a way to do this.
I got a question today. Does the Twilio phone number, does it list with the 411? A Slack channel or a Twilio question maybe?
Good question. I would assume just check Twilio's help docs. Because it literally just, you know, it generates a number in your sub account of your Twilio account. So I would think that's dictated by Twilio.
Have you come across anybody doing a DR for travel agencies or doing a snapshot for a travel agency?
I don't think that one's on our list yet.
Because one of my biggest customers, they're a kind of a independent casino host / travel agency, and they kind of cater to high roller gamblers. And I'd love to figure out a way to help her market her business a little bit further.
So I would say an easy way to start is if you come to YouTube and just type in high level and go to our account and you go to onboarding video number 1. Whoops. Videos. Here it is. In the description here, you can get the setup guide. And so again, this snapshot is already in default. It's called claim booking. So claim booking can really be applied to any industry. Like once you go through the videos and you have a good overview of, okay, I get what's going on here, then you can just take that to the travel industry and just imagine, okay, what's a common offer? And then what's the booking? What's that next step? So like, you know, it's probably book a call with some sort of salesperson. So just get, you know, creative. But again, the claim booking works in pretty much every industry if you get creative with it.
Okay.
So I think we've got like 1 or 2 minutes left. Anybody else have any other last minute questions?
Yeah, one.
Go ahead, man.
Fire away.
One quick question is, so I have unfortunately lost a couple clients, and I seem to have mistakenly or incorrectly deleted their accounts, and that like I didn't, I guess first delete their Twilio phone numbers.
Okay, yeah.
Is there like any documentation on how to properly like delete a client account?
Yeah, there is. And here, so if you go to the help docs and just type in Twilio, you'll see this delete a Twilio number.
Okay.
Essentially, you just go into your account, you go sub accounts, pick the sub account, go numbers, and then you can delete it there.
So something to note about that too, when you delete accounts inside a high level, we don't actually get rid of the information. It's actually still on our server so we can see it. So that's why, like, if you create an account and you use an email for someone that's in there, and then you try to recreate that account and use that same email, it's going to tell you the user still exists because we have that data. So if you can't get into the Twilio account at that point to actually delete the numbers within Twilio, you can always write us at support@GoHighLevel, and we can still see those accounts and delete them out of there.
Okay.
So I think what Abby was getting at is if you needed to be recovered, we could make that happen for you. But if you just want to go into Twilio and release that number, then, you know, that's the only thing that's going to be costing you.
Okay. And is there any documentation though on like how the proper steps for getting rid of the account, like, or is it just basically delete the Twilio number first?
Yeah, do that first. That's really the only step. And now that you can do that within high level, that's fantastic. Because you used to have to do it in Twilio. Now you can do it in high level before you delete the account.
Cool.
So real quick, if I can hop in here. Anybody can answer this, just whatever any of the gurus here might have an answer for. I'm just building this funnel for a real estate agent, and in the pop-up, the form to capture the lead, the name, email, phone, what is the psychology, in anyone's opinion, behind getting that phone number and getting an accurate phone number when it's a pop-up? You know, to capture their information, because a realtor will only consider it, you know, a quality lead that they're willing to pay for if it's got the phone number.
So it kind of depends on your offer. The psychology that I always use that actually like vastly improved my rate of getting full good leads was saying something like, we'll text you the offer, something like that. That's super simple.
Okay.
So like if they're trying to get any offer and basically they believe like they need to enter their phone number to actually receive that offer, they're much more likely to give you their correct phone number.
Okay, that's kind of what I figured. Anybody else got any ninja tips? No one else working realtors? All right.
Yeah, I mean, I am, and I'm doing the exact same thing like Abby said.
Okay.
If they think that they have to put in a valid phone number to get the link texted to them, then yeah, that's the way to go.
And so do you ask for email in that same form as well?
I do, but I put the phone number first. And I have a disclaimer on that page, like, you're not going to get it emailed to you.
Okay. All right. We'll mess with it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, and you can even set a reminder via email, like, hey, check your text message for the link. And then if they give you a dummy phone number, they'll probably email you back and say, hey, I put in the wrong number. Here's my number.
Oh, yeah. And actually, that does lead me to one other quick question. Someone in the high-level group had posted a way to like immediately verify phone numbers, and I think maybe you guys have email verification or it's coming. But she had like it like webhooks or zaps out to a Google Sheet, and then it checks it against some registry and then back. Is that available in Canada?
I don't know, but she is on my list of upcoming interviews to schedule.
Okay.
So we are going to get her on the new Spotlight sessions and have her talk all about what she's doing, because it sounds really cool.
Yeah, I've seen it. Like, I'm pretty sure a couple of websites that I've signed up for in the past, they've had that already. So I don't think it's like new, but I mean, she described it. It seems fairly simple to make it work, but I just don't know if it would work in Canada due to like privacy laws and access to those types of registries that would hold those numbers or anything. But I guess I'd have to ask her or try it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, good question. And I'm not sure of the answer.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Thanks again. No worries.
Sure. All right, I just got the little blippies from my AirPods, so they're on their last little legs. Anybody have any final questions? All right, well, thanks for everybody for joining us. You keep an eye on the Facebook group and the Slack channel. Once everything, everything we roll out, we dump into those. So yeah, we'll have this stuff out and in your hands as soon as we can. Yes, there will be a replay, so we'll post it in a few minutes.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.